Wimbledon. Well, they're all there. Hewitt is there, Federer, Murray, the Williams brothers are there, so they're all... it's pretty good. Tim Henman is doing the commentary for the old Beeb, and it's going to be weird for him staying the full 2 weeks, I think. Do you think halfway through the commentary he's not doing so well, someone just goes, "Come on, Tim!"
It's so boring, tennis, that the slightest thing, the crowd go mental, like it's the most hilarious, shocking thing they've ever seen. Federer's opponent sat next to him. Did you see that bit? The crowd reacted like he picked up a ball boy, swung him round by the ankles and thrown him into the crowd. Why do they throw the sweaty... It's horrible. They throw their sweaty headbands into the... It's horrible. We're in here for about 3 hours, sweaty... Like... Imagine if Vanessa at the end just got her knickers off and went, "Oh!"
The press are obsessed with knickers, aren't they? If you just were going, "God, I can see her knickers. Whoa, I can see her looking knickers," you'd be down as a pervert. You get arrested. The Sun can just go to the tennis and go, "Whoa, look at her knickers. She's got red ones on. Whoa." It's the equivalent of standing at the bottom of the stairs at work, just going, "Oh, I've seen your knickers." For some reason, it's fine.
Well, let's see how many people are talking about Wimbledon this week. It's the most talked about thing in Great Britain this week. Yes, Wimbledon started this week. Tim Henman is commentating this year, which means the chances of him winning the competition are exactly the same as last year. 22% of receptionists admit they've taken revenge by tampering with their boss's coffee. Is that true or false?
I think the line is when you get your cup of coffee, you go, or you get your cup of coffee and you go, "Ugh."
What I would do for revenge is I'd get the mug, right? I wouldn't tamper with the coffee, right? But I'd just every day, I'd just tap the handle with like a little toffee hammer or something. And over the course of a couple of years, it would loosen, and one day they'd pick it up, and then I'd go, "Yes."
OK, true or false?
I think it's false. I think it's less than that.
You think?
I think it's true, I would.
OK, we'll go with true.
I reckon,
True. False. We think it's false.
You're overruling. OK, you're going false. I can tell you the answer is false. Yeah. Yes, only 5% of receptionists have taken revenge by tampering with their boss's coffee. They say revenge is best served cold and revenge is sweet. So really what they're saying is revenge is ice cream. Britain's favourite word?
Knockers. I wanted to get in before Frankie.
I think it's gusset. It's saucy, but it's not revolting.
Is this what you put in the phone cards? Saucy but not revolting,
Yes,
gusset.
Gusset.
It's derived from the Latin.
Stella.
That's Latin, isn't it?
Is it?
No, old Latin, yeah.
Old Latin, yeah, from the East End of Lat. It describes a stupid or foolish person. Begins with an N.
Nincompoop.
Right answer. Yes, Britain's favourite word is nincompoop. Number 3 on the list is mum, as in, I f***ed your mum, you nincompoop. What else have the nation been talking about?
Is it the oil strike?
Petrol.
Is oil and petrol the same thing? I don't know. Because you put petrol in one place and oil in another in a car.
Yeah.
They're not the
No,
same
they're
thing.
different. Oil-
They say we're running out of oil.
But petrol's fine, you think?
Well, are they the same thing? I don't know.
Sorry, so you think there might be, we're running out of oil, but there's loads of petrol left?
No, but people say oil and they mean petrol.
Well, calm down. Sorry, if
How
people are
does it-
watching this at
what's
home,
the
don't worry
difference?
about the fuel crisis, because we've got loads of petrol.
No, is it the same thing?
Yes!
Just to clear it up, there is a fuel tankers strike, and all the papers said don't panic, which meant everybody's panicked.
Can you stockpile petrol? I don't know.
Can you stockpile it?
Yeah,
You
can you,
really fill your car
stockpile
up to
it?
your
I don't
chest.
know.
You actually fill the whole car up, so you're driving like you're underwater. Everything's going up. Food's going up. Everything's going up.
Children's shoes have increased in price, and I really don't know why, because I buy children's shoes all the time. But they're the same price as adult shoes. A brief history of shoes. We all know that they start off that big, then they grow to that big, and then they get that big, like for adult size, and then if you leave them in a cave in Holland, we all know that they grow bigger and bigger and eventually turn out as cars. Which is why the petrol is so expensive.
Just to point out, Vic's recently had the bends. In a diving accident.
Let's have a look and see if petrol is one of the most talked about things of the week. Yes, it is the most talked about thing this week. Yes, of course, everyone's talking about petrol prices soaring and the threat of a strike. Panic buying at garages is exacerbating the problem. The government want to reassure people supplies of Gingsters and Rizzlers are unaffected.
A naked couple emerging happily from the tent.
This is a word association question. I'm looking for the top word or phrase the public said when we said camping.
David Williams.
The you.
Are you, Cam?
No.
No.
Rain.
Rain. Right, I'm going to give you that because it's the word most associated with camping is wet. Pretty much it. Yeah. Make sure when you go camping you have a ground sheet and a hammer so you can dispose of the person who suggested going camping. Least desirable car passenger.
Is it the Pope? Because whatever the weather, you've got to keep the sunroof open because of his hat.
And he's in like a perspex box as well, so you can't... Did you watch Connie last night? Oh, forget it.
Right, who would you hate to be stuck in a car with?
A rapist.
I reckon Stephen Hawking would be bad because you wouldn't know it was him talking or the sat-nav.
It's to do with... It's someone that's annoyed a lot of people that drive cars.
A bear. Alistair Darling.
Correct. In the week that Mamma Mia was released, we asked the studio audience, do you think that Abba should reform? Yes or no?
They've got a new film out, haven't they? Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
That's just
They were
out.
offered £1 billion to reform.
£1 billion?
£1 billion.
A trillion it was. It was
billion.
a multi-trillion billion.
What I never realised how much taller the guys are than the women. And one of them looks like a hobbit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
She lived with a stalker.
The only fit one.
And I realised it was a stalker. And then
following
she
her
asked
every
him to
room?
leave. And guess what? He was reticent.
Did he actually say that? She said, leave. And he went, I'm reticent.
I swear to God, sometimes I watch television, I watch proper documentaries.
Stalker's the perfect person to marry because they're into all the same things you are. You know, they're always there for you.
Duncan, have you had stalkers?
Yeah, they're weird, man.
Yeah, that's stalkers.
They're weird, yeah. It'd be good if they were...
Yeah,
always...
innit? Like, some of them make you feel awkward, innit?
They just don't respect your boundaries. That's the problem. They don't respect your physical boundaries.
All right.
I would say there's enough reforms going on. Everyone's reforming every 5 minutes. I imagine you'll be at it in a few...
No.
No, not at all? Not fancy reforming?
There was a big thing in Heat the other week saying, please get back
What, is he
together.
a Terminator? Is he going to become a puddle and then come back together? I've been in love with a robot.
Yes or no?
No. What are you going with?
Yes.
I'm going with no.
I'm going to go with Duncan from Blue. No.
I can tell you the answer is no. 66% of our audience don't think ABBA should get back together.
Well done, mate. Good work. Good work.
If you haven't seen Mamma Mia, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's shit. 78% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera. True or false?
Where I live, 78% of people are not posh enough to go in a local spa. So...
I think this is a true stat. A lot of people know they're vermin.
A lot of people...
A lot of people in this country, they look at themselves and they say, do you know what? I'm vermin.
A lot of people know they're vermin.
And I'd say, I can't go to the opera, I am vermin.
Well, I'm vermin and I've been to the opera.
Were you selling chalk ice?
My wife's... Yeah. I went to see Darren Brown, actually.
Not really opera, though, is it?
He does a big finish, like, but he... No, it's weird, because my mum got called up on stage, and she always thought... She was like, oh, I don't feel posh enough to go to the theatre. And to be fair, you're not, right? But we went to the... we went anyway, right? And it's like, she got called up on stage by Darren, and he went, right, sleep. Eventually went to sleep. But she had to slap him in the face to do this trick. But she didn't want to slap him in the face, because she's a nice woman. And a bloke at the back of the room just went... Hit him, love! Hit him! Smack him out! And Darren Brown turned round with a second gap. He just went, you do that again, and I'll make you wet the bed for the rest of your life. And I thought, I reckon that night the bloke went home and his wife went, do you want a cup of tea before bed? And he went, do you know what, I'm going to leave it, to be honest.
78% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera. Is that true or false? What do you think?
We're going to go false.
Okay, you're going true, you're going false.
False.
I can tell you the answer is false. Only 24% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera.
I told you.
My favourite part of the opera is the libretto. I always have a strawberry one during the interval. Biggest turn-off for women?
Me.
I think, you know, often, you know, men can make a mistake by using... Like, if you go round to a girl's house, you use her toilet, it can spoil things, can't it? Best you do is say you're going to the toilet, but don't use it. And then come out and just go...
What, like you've got really
just,
fresh...
I'm just going to... I need to actually go... So you go in there, you don't have one, then you come out, and then later she goes, wow, he's so fragrant.
Yeah.
I was in a bar once and they were doing speed dating downstairs and I popped down to the toilet, I had to go through this speed dating thing and obviously press the bell, you got 3 minutes, bing, and then you're done, right? And as I was walking past this table, I heard the bloke, he went, yeah, and so anyway, when I got there, they were already dead.
3 minutes.
Ping, and I was like, you've got 3 minutes. Don't tell them about your dead friend story.
Yeah, so what I do is I slice their beaks off, cut their feet off, and feed them as much until they die.
Bing!
That's farming, really.
Something that the woman would probably see if you went swimming?
Is it having a pair of Speedos, but the S's have come off?
Is it really, like, hairy?
Really hairy?
Really hairy.
Specific area? Hairy back, that's the right answer, yes.
Hairy back.
Yes, the biggest turn-off for women is a hairy back. I was going to shave my back, and then I thought, pluck it.
Chris, do you want to do your pick?
Go on then. Me. By the way, I'm the one without the crown of thorns.
OK, 32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kill.
No, of course not. If it was that, we'd eat. You'd have to be hungry.
I'd rather be fat, Chris.
32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kiss.
It's not kiss.
Listen to Chris Moyles.
Only 32. Say something nice.
It involves getting into your personal space.
Oh, OK. 32% of Brits would like to...
Climb in your mouth.
Plenty of room there.
Yeah, it's all personal space, isn't it?
Move in with.
That's exactly the right answer.
Hooray!
Yes, 32% of Brits would like to share a flat with Chris Moyles. Chris has been censored in the past by broadcasting watchdogs for the inappropriate use of the word gay. What a bunch of benders. Jason, what do you like the look of?
Let's go Wilder Ogden from that documentary, Coronation Street.
63% of northern women have what?
A pie fetish. They like a bloke to dress up like a pie and come in, hello. And it's different each night. I'm cheese and onion.
What about rollers?
Rollers? Curlers?
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
It's Jennifer Aniston, I'd feel sorry.
But the thing is...
Is it rickets?
Have you been to the north? It's all right these days.
It's all right, you know. We've got quite a similar climate and everything.
Hairy balls.
OK, what do you think?
63% of northern women have...
Untangled a mystery.
On Sunday night on
an
ITV?
absolutely fiendish mystery. Most of the top detectives are northern women. That's a fact. It's another fact.
I'll give you a clue. Something Fern Britton has probably done.
Eaten far too much food.
It's a very specific foodstuff, and it's in one sitting.
Lard. Right. Have eaten
63% of northern women have eaten a whole packet of Jaffa cakes and they don't give a shit.
I'll give you that. Close enough. 63% of northern women have eaten an entire packet of biscuits in one go. Well, you've got to finish the pack before you get to the checkout, or you have to pay for them. World's most disappointing tourist attraction.
There's one just outside Middlesbrough, and it's a butterfly world. And the thing is, it's like a humidified environment. So I walk in, and my glasses just steamed up.
Yeah, that's what happens with butterfly
Just
world.
completely steamed up,
Yeah.
and I freaked out. I went, ah, ah! And I killed about 12 very rare species.
Is it Blackpool? And my dad used to drive us. He's got narcolepsy, my dad. He'd get in the car, he'd drive, right?
Yeah.
He'd get in the car and he'd go, right, lads, if you hear this noise, wake me up. And you'd be driving to Blackpool, you're like, Dad, I'm all right, I'm only winding you up, I'm only... You get there, you're like, I don't want to go on any rides, just yourself. Horrible.
He's gorgeous. Hasn't put me off him at all. In fact, he falls asleep. In fact, it's made it more attractive. I can't wait to get my hands on your sleepy dad.
OK, world's most disappointing tourist attraction.
Is it the Eiffel Tower?
You're absolutely right. Yes, the most disappointing tourist attraction in the world is the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is the most pointless erection since I went on a date with Martina Navratilova. Sean, over to you. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
The impending interest rate rises, general economic gloom and doom, rising prices of food. Food's gone way up. Anyone who has their £5 a day now is just showing off. But interestingly, there's one food that hasn't gone up, tripe. It's still a very reasonable 8p a tonne.
Theo, you're a businessman, right?
Yeah.
You may understand this kind of thing. Explain to me what's going on.
Well, basically, the Chancellor got a letter from the Governor of the Bank of England to tell him we're officially. It took a letter from the Governor of the Bank of England.
You know the worst thing about the letter cost the Chancellor 25 quid. Ryman's and La Senza, isn't it? The underwear, the lingerie.
Von La Senza, yes.
I've had an idea for you. Crotchless post-it notes.
You see there's a demand, do you?
Yeah, huge.
I'm a big fan of the old sexy underwear situation.
We don't do your size.
And there's loads of money-saving tips people are putting out that, you know, there's loads of different ways you can save money, and I was thinking of cut one like breakfast. You know, I know it's wrong, but steal birds' eggs for your breakfast. They're littler, but they're actually quite tasty. And I've started taking hormones, and in a few months I'll be lactating, so that's milk in the morning. Just saving, little saving. And what I do is make a great big pot of stew, really big pot of stew.
Pigeons.
Yeah. Well, what'd you say, pigeons? You can't just say pigeons. You've got to have something before it and after it, Theo. You can't just go, pigeons. Is that a good idea?
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square, yeah.
Get the pigeons.
Get the pigeon, eat the pigeons.
In the
They've all gone.
Who got rid of the pigeons?
Have you gone mental? Have literally gone mental.
This is serious.
I know you've got money. Have you been drinking all day?
I'm at a lingerie shop. Pigeons!
Right, let's see whether the state of the economy is one of the top 5 most talked about things. I have a feeling it will be. Yes, it is. The most talked about thing this week. Yes, this is the continuing story of economic crisis. The credit crunch is causing pensioners to be hit hardest. Well, let go of the handbag then, Nana. If you're watching, don't have nightmares. Snatch a bag. Sorry. 66% of people would rather have a robot than a pet. True or false?
I mean, I've got 2 cats. I've got 2 cats I don't like. I don't like them. I prefer dogs. But what I like about dogs is every so often it just winks at you. Just, you know, just gives you a little wink. That's because they're content with life. It's sort of, they wink at you to go, it's all right, innit, life? And cats occasionally wink at you as well. They sort of go, if you don't give me food, I will chew your face off. So that's... Your mum's got loads of dogs, hasn't she?
Yeah, she does. She's got about 20. And my dad, she had this room built. It just has a chair, a TV that's on the Animal Channel, then chairs for my dad to go in there and hang out with the dogs.
Literally, you've got a doghouse for your dad.
The downside of having a robot is, of course, you're always dissatisfied with it because you always know there's a slightly improved model out there with a better voice.
like
That's
a wife.
always going to make it. Because we're constantly going, oh, I want the one that doesn't go, yes, now I love you.
Sounds like me. Come here, honey, give me a kiss.
66% of people would rather have a robot than a pet, so you're saying true or false?
You're saying false.
You're saying false?
Yeah.
You're saying...
True.
True.
OK, I can tell you the answer is false. Well done, you. Get that. Only 26% of people would rather have a robot than a pet. Just like robots, pets have got an off switch, but you can only find it with the edge of a spade. Top thing to rescue if your house is on fire.
My mum always had this fear that our house was going to burn down.
It's because you've got Ozzy Osbourne wandering around it.
So I still have this ladder. So if there was ever a fire, I could jump out my window and climb down.
You would think that with the money your parents have got, they'd put slides instead of ladders. That'd be a lot more fun, wouldn't it, for kids? Woo!
Oh, there's a fire again!
First thing I'd save, the recycling. Because I spent so long sorting out bottles, cardboard. I'm not going to waste, like, 2 hours. I'm not going to waste that. That's coming with me.
Kelly, what would you rescue?
Probably my pictures.
I'd rescue my photographs, because if the police ever get hold of them, I'm going to jail. It's quite a practical thing.
Oh, spatula.
Keys.
Keys is exactly right.
Keys, yes, Kelly.
I'll give you that, but it is in fact car keys.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Got the car keys, love? Love?